here on Bitcoin. I just wanted to show you exactly where we're at, and everything's falling into place as expected. This is nothing but health in this Bitcoin market. If this was going up and up and up, I would expect for this to come down really hard at some point. Right now, this is building blocks, albeit, and this is on the daily, this is taking a long time for a lot of people because they only want up. From a charter's perspective, this is nothing but stair stepping and health. And this is just part of the market. Pullbacks are part. There's a lot of people that haven't been in the market for a long time, so they don't realize this. Or you just got perverted by pump fun or whatnot, that everything says it's going up all the time. But right now, Bitcoin is coming back to test lower levels. Again, I believe 73,000 is going to be touched. I'm going to bring this in really quick because I did post this chart again, but I really want to show you what I think is happening right over here. And this horizontal now hopefully support is right at about $72,700, somewhere around there, 73,000, but you would be naive to think that that would come all the way down here and not want to touch this diagonal trend line that's been lasting for over a year, almost 2 years. So my guess, that's going to be the next part where this does a little bump and takes off. Now, right now, I'll put on the 4-hour what you're seeing with Bitcoin, and I do want to, and it's not going to be a victory lap. I just want to showing Bollinger Band analysis to throw in there as well. I did say that way back here that it was starting to reject off of the top of this diagonal trend line, and then at one point, once this didn't exhausted and this didn't make it over this last peak point at 108,600, that I thought that we might start pulling back at this point. Now, the point where I shorted this is once it got below $100,000, right around this chop area. And that's where you kind of knew if this wasn't going to break through $100,000, which you knew was going to be a huge barrier, that it was probably going to go underneath, and it did exactly as expected. Now, I do believe this is in the falling wedge pattern, which again is bullish, and I believe this could fill out the entire falling wedge pattern. Of course, the measured move is to the top of that falling wedge pattern, but it's been playing out. Right now, it's touching right off of the base of that falling wedge pattern, so that diagonal support, and this is on the 4-hour, and it did close above that line. And again, these lines I haven't moved, so I mean these have been here for a minute. So this very well could do another little bounce here, kind of suckers rally to suck people in, and it could, it could get up there. But like I said, I think this is naive to think that this would come all the way down here, not to retouch 73,000. And the fact that this wick was a little bit lower than the prior one, I believe that this is still going to start to shed off. And if you don't mind me drawing a little bit here, this is forming a W, but I think at some point it's going to hit this Bollinger Band on the 4-hour that's coming down. I think it's going to reject, and I think this is just going to keep bleeding out. And people, this is almost Max Payne scenario, right? But once it hits at some point, this 73,000, you're going to start getting another bounce, right? The other thing that this could do, and this maybe a lot of people want, just to get it over with, if you don't mind me taking these off, I'm going to go on the daily really quick and just kind of get this over with and flush out what needs to happen for the retests. Because, like I said, if you're looking at it from this angle, the 73,000 mark needed to get retested at some point, or you would have wondered when it was going to. And if this was going to come down right now, that actually would be, not that bad. But if it does come down hard here, it's going to cut through that 73,000 point, in my opinion, and it will touch that diagonal trend line, at which point I think it'll do one of those and start to stair step its way out, right? I think it's going to be one of those two things. Either this elongates for a while, which it very well could, right? It could just finish and play out and ride this for a while and then hit that diagonal support. And once it does, I think this is the 70,000 mark is going to be the point where this hugely bounces, in my opinion. Or, like I said, this could come down straight hard and just get it over with, but then it would kind of get back trapped and it would start to have to squeeze and do one of these. So I just hope you're following why These lines are all here for a reason. I'm not just pulling the squigglies. There's break and retests that need to happen along the way, right? There are resistances that have built up along the way that right now Bitcoin's going to have to overcome. But I do believe for a spring, and if you know what a spring is, think of like a trampoline. I think that this diagonal support that's been for over a year, I think that plus this falling wedge is going to play out. It's going to be max pain, maybe, but that might even sucker some other people in. But I don't think there's a bad buyout between now and $70,000, anyways. And I think it's going to do one of those things. Okay, and that's on Bollinger Band analysis too. As far as the Bollinger Bands and trading this again, I don't want to take a victory lap, but I did say that I thought that it was going to reject right here. And when it did reject off of that Bollinger Band, that's when the short really was kind of solidified. If you follow my X account, you knew that I said that this was a sucker's rally. I was going to try to see if that could break through that Bollinger Band again, but that on the daily, that median 20-day moving average is just too powerful, and it sucked in. So that's kind of the pattern I think we're going in right now. All right, guys, if you need anything, just let me know. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Again, I'm not making anything off of this. I don't care if you buy Bitcoin or not. This is just what I think is happening. My huge buy up for all alts. Once Bitcoin starts leveling out around that area right there, I have no reason but to think that that's going to take off. Yeah, another little fun fact that I might as well show you really quick. Let me take the swiggly off, and this is kind of just a little bonus and just for fun. If you like the patterns, if you look back in 2021, Bitcoin was in a rising, broadening wedge. Once it broke down, it did find support at one point here, which was a catalyst for its next pump, right? And right now, if you're really looking at Bitcoin where it's at this point, it was in a rising, broadening wedge. It broke down, and now again, it's trying to before find its support, which it did back here in 2021, and it went up in 2022. And it honestly, if you look at this pattern here, follow me over here. It looks the same thing of what Bitcoin could possibly be doing right now, off of the same diagonal trend line. If you look at it, and this could be finding support, and then it's going to make its next way up. There's no reason why that rate at least can't happen, and that's at the $120,000 mark. But that was a little bonus just in case you wanted to look at patterns from the past. Not that is indicative of a future result, but there you go. That is my thesis, guys. If you need anything, just let me know. Much love, honestly. Even if you need prayer on the DMs, man, hit me up, and I got you. Right? All right, we're all in this together.